Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. This is part 1 video for chapter 10, leading the project team. Okay, this chapter will focus on project leadership and two important related components, which are ethics and development of the project team. Alright. Okay, after go through this chapter, you should understand and be able to define leadership and understand its role and importance in successfully managing project. You can also describe the 5 approaches to exemplary leadership and 6 leadership style. You can define the concept of emotional intelligence and how it can help to become a more effective leader. Okay, you also can define ethics and understand its importance in project leadership, and also some of the ethical challenges that you may face as a project leader, right? You can describe a process for making ethical decision, okay, and define the difference between a work group and a team. And the last objective is you can understand the culture and diversity, as well as some of challenges of the leading and managing a multicultural project, right? Okay, basically at this stage, you have learned the important tools and processes needed to be an effective project manager, right? So in order to get a project successful, it requires a leadership. Okay, uh, a project leader most certainly would be the project manager, but a project can also have other individuals who must assume leadership roles at different times over the course of the project life cycle. Right? For example, a project team member may be called upon to provide leadership or guidance because of his or her experience, or knowledge, or expertise in a particular area, right? So basically, leadership and management are different but complementary functions necessary for success. Okay. Management focus on policies and procedures that bring others and predictability to complex organizational situation. Okay. Uh, Traditionally, management is defined within such activities as planning, organizing, controlling, staffing, evaluating, and monitoring. And leadership is different from management, although they tend to overlap, right? Leadership centers on vision, change, and getting results that involve setting direction, aligning people, and motivating them, right? Okay, some modern approaches to leadership. Okay, this is about research conducted by Cousins and Posner. Okay, they found leaders are often ordinary people who help guide others. Right? Based on their research, they define 5 practices of exemplary leadership to help others become more successful leaders. Right? So this figure shows Cousins and Posner's model for exemplary leadership. Right? They define 5 practices that can help you have a clearer direction to become more effective and successful project leader. Which is the first one is model the way, inspire a shared vision, challenge the process, enable others to act, and encourage the heart. Right? Okay, the first practice is model the way. This practice is the most effective leaders lead by example. Okay, a leader's behavior wins respect, not title or position in the organization. Right? You must find your own voice based on your personal values and beliefs, but what you do is often more important than what you say. Meaning that your words and deeds must be consistent so that you can convey the right message. Okay. Uh, as a leader, you have to set an example of what they expect from others by modeling the way they want others to behave. So this provides the leader with the respect and the right to lead others, right? Okay, the second practice is inspire a vision. right? In this practice, exemplary leaders have an exciting vision or dream that acts as a force to ignite passion for what the future could be. For example, inventing the future, right? Uh, this vision should inspire people so that they become committed to a purpose by understanding their needs, interests, and language, and engaging in dialogue, not monologue, meaning that a leader must engage in dialogue, not monologue, to understand the hopes and dreams of others and to gain their support. Okay. Okay. Now the third practice, challenge the process. In this practice, exemplary leaders venture out and accept challenges, not the status quo, by seeking out new opportunities to innovate, grow, and improve, which is, in other words, leaders do not rely on fate or luck, okay? But most leaders do not create, develop, or come up with new products, services, or processes, okay? They are often good listeners who recognize good idea, support those ideas, and and then challenge the process to make those ideas happen, right? They also minimize the risk of failure for others while making people feel safe and comfortable in taking risks, right? Okay, the fourth practice is enable others to act, right? In this practice, leaders must get others to act by encouraging collaboration and building trust among the stakeholders. Okay, leaders must provide an environment that makes it possible for others to do good work. Okay, which make people feel empowered and motivated to do their best. Okay, feel a sense of ownership and take pride in what they do. Okay. Leaders also should give power away, not hang on to it, right? So, in short, uh, in this practice, a leader must turn his or her followers into leaders themselves, right? Okay, the last practice is encourage the heart. Okay, in this practice, exemplary leaders rally others to carry on by encourage them. Okay, for example, when it comes to a situation where a project journey is long and difficult, right, people can become tired and frustrated and sometimes willing to give up, right? So this encouragement can be simply gestures such as a thank you note, or more dramatic such as a marching band. Okay, so the leaders should show appreciation for people's contributions and create a culture to recognize accomplishments, right? Recognition and celebration should not be phony or lame, and it must be visible, link rewards with performance, right? And authentic rituals and celebrations that align with a team's values can build a strong collective identify and spirit that can carry them throughout the project journey. Okay, so next is leadership style. Many effective leaders have a collection of distinct leadership style. A study by Daniel Goleman in 2000 uh, suggests that the best leaders do not rely on one leadership style, but may use several different styles depending on the situation. So these are the following 6 styles that can be used in influence performance result, which are the cohesive style, the authoritative style, the affiliative style, democratic style, pace setting style, and coaching style. Okay, we start with the coercive style. Uh, this style can be summarized as do as I say approach to leading others. All right. It can be effective in a crisis situation by kick a start turn around situation when dealing with a problem employee or when trying to achieve immediate compliance. Right. This style can be ineffective in many other situations and can have a negative impact on the climate of the organization or project, right? For example, um, an extreme top-down approach to decision making and communications can obstruct um, new ideas and limit communication. Okay, and people can become resentful or disillusioned uh, thus leading to a loss of initiatives, motivation, commitment, and sense of ownership. All right. Okay, next is the authoritative style. Basically, the leader who follows the authoritative style takes come with me approach, right? Uh, which is the leader outlines a clearly defined goal but empowers people to choose their own means for achieving it, right? And the leaders provide vision and enthusiasms, meaning that he or she motivates people by making clear how their work fits into the larger pictures, right? And make people believe their work has meaning and purpose, and standards for success and performance are clear to everyone, right? The authoritative style works best when the organization or project is adrift. Um, However, this style is not good style for inexperienced leaders who work uh, with experts or a more experienced team, right? So if that is the case, the leader can undermine an effective team if he or she appears pompous, out of touch, or overbearing, right? Okay, the affiliative style. Um, this style basically follows the attitude that people come first. All right, leaders will try to build strong emotional bonds that translate into strong loyalty by attempting to keep people happy and creating harmony among them. Okay, um, the idea is that people who like each other tend to communicate more, share ideas and inspiration, and also take risks together. Okay, uh, the leader does not impose unnecessary rules and structures to define the work, right? Uh, it is basically up to those who must do the work, right? So, the affiliative style works well in situations where the leader must build team harmony, morale, trust, or communications. Okay, and this style does not work well where people need some structure or direction, meaning that an over caring and over nurturing approach can create a perception that mediocrity is tolerated, right? Okay, next is the democratic style. This style attempts to develop consensus through participation by asking them, what do you think? Okay, basically the leaders try to get others' ideas while building trust, respect, and commitment. All right. In this style, people's flexibility and responsibility are increased because they have a greater say in the decisions that affect their goals and work. Right? Subsequently, moral tends to be higher, and everyone has more realistic idea of what can or cannot be done. Right? So this style basically works best when the leader need to build buy-in or consensus or to gain valuable input from others, right? But this style can also lead to seemingly endless meeting or the perception that the group is leaderless, right? And it is not appropriate in a crisis or when the team does not have competence or experience to offer sound advice, right? Okay, next is the pace setting style. Basically, the leader who use this style will have do as I do now attitude, right? Uh, the leader will set high performance standards and has an obsession for doing things better and faster. Okay, normally poor performers are quickly identified and replaced. All right. Um, Although the leader may try to get better results by setting an example for high performance, morale can deteriorate if people feel overwhelmed by the pace setters that demands for excellence and performance. Okay, The goal may be clear to the leader, but not to everyone else, and the leader may try to micromanage by taking over the work of others. Okay, people may lose energy and enthusiasm if the work becomes task focused, routine, and boring. And if the leader leaves, people will feel adrift since the pace-setting leaders sets all the direction, right? So this style may be appropriate in situations that require quick results from a highly motivated, self-directed, and competent team. Okay. Okay. This is the last leadership style, the coaching style. Leaders who follow this style will try this approach, right? Basically, the leader helps people identify the unique strengths and weaknesses so that they can reach their personal and career goals. Okay. Basically, the leader is good at delegating and giving people challenging but attainable assignments, meaning that even short-term or minor failures are acceptable and viewed as positive learning experience. Okay. And this coaching style may be the least often used, but can be a valuable and powerful tool for improving performance and the climate of the organization or project. Okay, and this style works well in many situations, but is most effective when people are up for it, uh, meaning that when people are willing to be coached. Okay. And consequently, this style is least effective when people are resistant to change or when the leader does not have knowledge, capability, or desire to be coached. All right. Okay, emotional intelligence. This is about the concept of emotional intelligence. For example, the ability to understand our relationships and ourselves. Okay, it is an important element for learning a new leadership style. All right. So Goldman's in his study um, suggests that leaders who have mastered the authoritative, democratic, affiliative, and coaching styles tend to create the best climate and have the highest performance. Okay, so the most effective leaders must have the flexibility to switch among the leadership styles as needed. Okay, um, and this ability basically depends on a person's emotional intelligence. Okay, emotional intelligence can be defined as the ability to understand and manage our relationship and ourselves better. Although person's intelligence quotient is largely genetic, emotional intelligence can be learned and improved at any age. Okay. Unfortunately, improving one's emotional intelligence is like changing a bad habit. Okay, it takes time, patience, and a great deal of efforts. For example, as a leader, you may follow a democratic style of leadership when things are going smoothly on a project, but may use a more coercive style when things don't go according to plan. Okay, so as a result, you may uh, tend to flare up and tune out other people's ideas and suggestions just when you need them the most. Okay, so emotional intelligence includes four capabilities, which are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and social skill. Okay, for self-awareness capability, as a leader, you should know emotional self-awareness, meaning that you should be aware of your emotions and understand how your emotions will impact your job performance and affect those around you. Okay, this require accurate self-assessment so that you can understand your strengths and weaknesses in order to have a greater self-confidence and positive sense of self-worth. Okay, so in short, uh, self-awareness is about managing your own emotion. Okay, next is self-management. Emotional self-management comprise of self-control, meaning you have to keep your impulse and negative emotion in check. Okay, trustworthiness, meaning you have to maintain a high level of honesty and integrity. Conscientiousness, uh, meaning that you have to manage yourself and responsibilities effectively. Okay, adaptability, you have to adjust the new situation and overcoming challenges. Um, achievement orientation, uh, meaning that you have to meet high internal standards of excellence. Okay, and initiatives, meaning that you have to seize new opportunities. All right. So by having a greater emotional self-awareness, you can begin to understand your impulse and negative emotions so that you can better keep them in check. Okay. This will allow you for maintain a higher level of honesty and integrity, as well as the ability to adapt to a new situations, okay, overcoming challenges and taking advantage to a new opportunities. All right. Okay, emotional social awareness requires empathy, meaning that you have to see and understand other people's emotions, perspectives, and being genuinely concerned in their problems and interests. Okay, organizational awareness, meaning that you have to be perceptive about the currents of every organization life, building networks, and navigating through organizational politics. Okay, service orientations, meaning you have to recognize and meet customer needs, right? Therefore, social awareness is about having an increased awareness of other people, as well as how the project fits within a larger system like the organization or industry. All right. Okay, next is social skills awareness. Basically, social skills that required by you as a project leader. The first one, visionary leadership, uh, meaning that you have to uh, take charge and inspiring others with a compelling vision. Okay. Uh, Second one is influence skill, meaning that you must have a wide range of persuasive techniques at your disposal. Okay. Developing others' skill, you have to bolster the ability of others through feedback and guidance. Uh, Communication skill, you have to listen and send a clear, convincing, and well-aimed message, right? With change catalyst skill, you can initiate new ideas and leading people in the right decision, right direction. Okay. Conflict management skills, you must be able to de-escalate disagreements and facilitate resolutions. Okay, building bonds skill, you can cultivating and maintaining a web of relationship inside and outside the organization. Right. The last one is teamwork and collaboration skill, um, which means you have to facilitate cooperation and building teams. All right. So, in short, social skills requires a set of skills to inspire, influence, communicate, facilitate the resolutions of conflicts, as well as develop cooperation and relationships with others. Okay. Okay. Basically, an individual can strengthen their emotional intelligence and leadership effectiveness by asking, who am I now and who do I want to be? Okay. The idea is to make an honest assessment of how others view your leadership and how you would like to be viewed in the future. Right. This may require 360-degree feedback from your peers, subordinates, and superiors, so that you can take stock of your strengths and weaknesses. Right. So the next step involves devising a plan for getting from where you are as a leader and where you want to be. Right. Okay, I think that's all for the first video for chapter 10. So in the next video, we will cover a few other topics such as ethics and leaderships, common ethical dilemmas, making sound ethical decisions, uh, the wisdom of teams, multicultural projects, and managing diversity. Uh, with that, I end the video with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera.